What differentiates you from each other? 30 seconds each.
Well, it's a matter of fundamental respect for democracy, for parliamentary democracy. Mr. Harper, your talk is that this is just some kind of minor inconvenience, this parliamentary democracy. This is absolutely fundamental to the democracy that we all respect. And you were found guilty of contempt of
Seriously, we're all Democrats here. We are
working in a
democratic election. The difference is that we're not promoting tax hikes. We are promoting, in fact, and defending, focusing on the economy of this country, and rather than these parliamentary squabbles of a minority parliament.
It's not just squabbling. It's an official form.
Gentlemen, if you allow, Mr. Giuseppe and Mr. Layton will join you. You can speak directly to one another. Mr. Giuseppe, go ahead.
Mr. Ignacio and Mr. Harper, since we're talking about values, they started talking initially about French, the language of a people, because we're a nation, we have a national language, and our language is our very soul. That's how we address the universe. It's part of who we are. Mr. Harper said he speaks French at the White House. There are 300,000 Quebec workers in banks, in the maritime transport, telecommunications and shipping, and they're not covered by the Charter of the French Language, Bill 101. Ottawa could accept that. It doesn't require a constitutional amendment. Why does none of the three parties clearly say that the Charter of the French Language should apply in all industries, all economic sectors of Quebec, whether it's the provincial or the federal?
Is that a possibility? Could you consider that?
In my view, francophones across Canada are benefiting from dual protection. Bill 101 is doing excellent work, an excellent job in Quebec, because it respects the values of the majority and also protects the minority. But federal legislation also plays a role in protecting minorities and majorities. So we have dual protection here. And that's the genius of federalism. It's thanks to this dual protection that we have a francophone community in North America, which is growing, which is flourishing, which is stronger and stronger. And I'm proud of that. I'm sorry, I have to disagree with Mr. Giuseppe on this question.
But the genius of federalism would be to give those under the federal labor code the same rights as those under the provincial labor code. And that means that the language of work should be French. It shouldn't be that you have the right to work in French. The language of work should be French. That should be the everyday language. We're not talking about smaller companies here. We're talking about huge companies. We're talking about 300,000 workers
well, that's exactly why the
federally regulated in Quebec.
Tabled a bill to protect the rights of francophone workers.
Well, there is already one. Bill 101.
Sectors that fall under the federal government. They should have the right to speak French, and I hope that Mr. Giuseppe and the others will support this bill.
You don't want to say that the Charter should apply.
Well, French is a government language in Quebec. If you want to have a debate on Bill 101, you have to debate that with Mr. Charest in the National Assembly of Quebec.
A constitutional amendment.
We're proposing.
You're afraid of losing votes in Canada, Mr. Lee.
Americanization. That was the question raised by Ms. Bramondon. I have a lot of concerns about this. The Americans are our friends in terms of the environment. We have a Prime Minister, Mr. Harper, who has followed George Bush's policies on this. We have two other leaders who have both supported George Bush's commitment to Iraq. They extended the Afghan mission, for example. That's the Americanized approach. It's not a Canadian approach. Canadians want peace in the world. And what are we doing to build peace in the world? That's what Ms. Blamondon is talking about. Many Quebecers and Canadians are concerned about this.
Well, I'm very proud of Canada's missions around the world. In Afghanistan, we support the security, the safety of the Afghan population, and now we're starting to train the Afghan forces to manage their own security. In Libya, we're protecting the civil population. In Haiti, we have the largest humanitarian mission in the world, and I'm very proud of what Canada is doing around the world. It's very important.
Let's come back to